So when is the best time to go to Disneyland? Is it during spring break, during Christmas, during Thanksgiving?
We're going to break down all the months throughout the year to help you find the best time to take your Disney vacation. So stay tuned and plan your perfect trip. And we're going to be giving away a $100 Disney gift card, so stick around to the end of this video and find out how you can win. What's up, adventurers? I'm Brian.
I'm Jacob.
And we are here to talk about the perfect time to plan your Disney trip. The seasons and the months throughout the year can vary drastically with different pros and cons, so we're going to help you weigh all the best options to help you figure out when is the best time for your next trip. All right, so let's start off at the beginning of the year, January and February. And this is a couple weeks into January through the end of February. There's going to be less crowds. This is a time where there's not as many people traveling. That also means that the weather's a little bit cooler during that time and the hotels are going to be a bit cheaper as well.
However, there may be a few hindrances for that time of the year. One of them might be, construction, or if not construction, then just refurbishment of your favorite rides. I can't tell you which ones. It just kind of depends on what their plans are. Another hindrance to this time, though, could be the park hours. Now, during this time, it's known that Disney's hours are a little bit cut at the end, so you do have to leave the parks a little bit earlier than you would, say, later in months.
Okay, the next part is March and April, and after the first couple months of March, when you're still kind of dealing with some of the winter, we're looking at bigger crowds when spring break starts happening. So it's good to take a look at spring break calendars, especially for California, because lots of locals like to travel during that time. This can be one of the busier seasons. And then through mid-April is usually pretty busy, especially if Easter is located around that time. People like to travel for the holidays, so just be aware of when the holidays and spring breaks are.
And then we get to a time around May where that's a great time to go. There's less crowds due to the fact that it's like after spring break but before summer break. Also really good weather.
All right, now we're getting to the summer months, and we're looking at June, July, August. This is obviously the hottest time of the year, but a lot of people are on vacation, so it's going to be pretty crowded. This is when summer break is happening and lots of families are going on vacation, but there's also a lot more to do in the parks. The parks are going to be open for longer hours. This is when new attractions will typically open. There's more outdoor shows and just generally a lot more to participate with while you're in the parks.
Now, summer is one of the busiest times of the year, but when you get to that 4th of July, especially if it's on a weekend, you'll see a huge increase in crowds, and it's not so much fun getting around the park with that many people there. All right, and then we get to September, October season, which is Halloween time in Disneyland, which is one of my favorite times to go to the parks. Now, during that time, you'll see, warm days, cool nights, so definitely bring a sweatshirt with you into the park during that time. There's the overlay, the Halloween overlay on the Haunted Mansion. So they have the Nightmare Before Christmas, which is incredible. If you haven't seen it, you have to see it. Also, on select days of September and October, they have the Oogie Boogie Bash, which is a ticketed event. You have to pay extra, but they also let you stay in the park a little bit later if you're able to go to any of those events. They are incredible. Also, during this time, though, you have less kids, which means probably some less families just because kids are just now getting into school. So also helps the crowds.
All right, the last part of the year, November and December, this can be some of the coolest times of the year, but this is also some of the busiest times as well. Once you get to Thanksgiving, that's when the crowds really start picking up. Especially as you get closer to Christmas, a lot of people are wanting to go for the holidays. So Christmas Eve through New Year's Day are typically the busiest days of the entire year at the parks. Although you are getting a lot more theming, there's lots of Christmas decorations and lots of overlays going on. So it's a fun time of year to go, but generally higher crowds.
Are you getting a lot of good things out of this video? Because if you are, I just have to ask that you please hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell so you can get all our content and all the good stuff that comes from this channel, and also like this video, please. So Brian, when is the least crowded time to go to Disneyland?
So what we're looking for is Labor Day through Thanksgiving. That's going to be a fairly non-crowded season. We've also got mid-January through the end of February. And then pretty much any mornings all throughout the year. So crowds don't show up till a little bit later in the day, so that's kind of a cheat. Even during the busy times, the mornings are less crowded. So Jacob, when are some of the most crowded times during the year?
Well, I'd have to say holidays for sure. So that Christmas to New Year's time, that's crazy busy. Summer break and spring break, those are also times that are very, very busy that you want to avoid. It's not like you can't go to the parks, but it's going to be very crowded.
So here's a tip when you're trying to plan your trips is to go online and look at the Anaheim Convention Center calendar. Anytime there's a big convention in the area, a lot of those people will also go to Disneyland on top of their convention. So just being aware of when those events are can help alleviate some of the large crowds.
Now, when you're looking at the cheapest times to travel, typically you're looking at May or September. These are times where people aren't traveling as much, so you get cheaper flights, probably better ticket deals, also better deals on hotels while you're going down there.
Okay, so another thing to consider is that Magic Key holders and locals like to travel more on long weekends or around holidays. This is a little bit less so than it used to be because there's more restrictions with Magic Keys, but if you are at all able to avoid traveling during these periods, then it would be better to consider that.
When it comes to time of day, when to go into Disneyland or DCA, you're looking at mornings and nights. Afternoons can get very busy, so if you have a longer stay, like if you're staying for more days, you don't have to feel rushed. I mean, for people that are going for a short amount of time, they feel like they have to do everything all in one day. Now, with that extended length of time, you're able to enjoy the mornings, maybe go back to the hotel, enjoy the pool, just relax, maybe see Anaheim, and then come back for the evenings. And those are the best times of day to go, where you don't have to feel like you're gonna be rushed.
Are you ready to plan your next trip to the most magical place on earth? Call the good folks at Getaway today and let them help you plan your perfect vacation. They've got over 30 years of experience planning Disney trips, and they've also got the latest and greatest deals on hotels, tickets, and travel packages to help ensure that your next visit to Disneyland is the best one yet. So call 1-855-GETAWAY or visit getawaytoday.com to get started. Oh, and don't forget to tell them that RTD Adventure sent you. All right, so what do you think? We've just talked about our pros and cons for different seasons throughout the year, but we want to know, when do you take your trips? What are your pros and cons? When is your favorite time to travel to Disneyland? We want to hear about it in the comments. Share it all down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.
What's happening, guys? So we are so thankful that we just hit 100 subscribers. And you know what? I think we're gonna celebrate with a giveaway.
We're gonna give away $100 of Disney money. That's right, a $100 Disney gift card, just to say thank you to you guys. But here's the thing, we need to double our subscriber count by the end of August. 200 subscribers, and one of you will be a lucky recipient of this gift card, $100. But we're gonna go one better here. If we can get an extra 50, that's 250, we're gonna throw in an extra prize. So subscribe to our channel, thank you for supporting us, and don't forget, this is gonna be given away here at the end of August.